And if you want an update on all that's happening in and around Daytona, including highlights of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season opener, how about joining John Kernan and the company? RPM tonight at 6:30 Eastern Time, and each and every weeknight at 6:30 Eastern Time, RPM tonight, the fastest half hour in motorsports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. We are under caution here for the fourth time a day, and it's a tough break for a driver who was having a great run at Daytona. Brandywine, Maryland driver Donnie Neuenberger in the IHOP Dodge spins out of turn 4.
Not what it looked like he was all by himself. We didn't get to see the very start of that, but
I think it was pancake syrup. Got a little syrup. And here is Bobby Hamilton on top of our tower here as a spotter. And Mike Skinner, that is the most valuable probably guy in the racetrack to a driver.
On race day, he is very, very valuable. I don't know, a quick tire change is good, but a good spotter will keep you out there all day. And Bobby Hamilton has definitely got the experience. He's got to be a big, big plus for Brian Rose today to have Bobby up there. Experience is very, very valuable. I'd hate to go to Bristol, Tennessee, Daytona, or Talladega with an inexperienced spotter. It's just not good.
They say clear and you're not. Boy, that could be trouble. And here, particularly at 187 miles an hour, they've got to be totally focused. And there is the Sun Clear Energy Dodge of Brian Rose back with the green flag in just a moment. And good timing back at Daytona, just under the green flag again. David Starr out of Houston, Texas, a 33-year-old driver, short track ace, leading him out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Driving for Wayne and Connie Spears this year in their Chevrolet, right on his bumper. Continuing to impress anybody and everybody who's willing to look. Bill Lester in that Dodge for Bobby Hamilton, and right behind him is Terry Cook in a Ford.
A couple of things that caution flag did, Doc. Number one, it let the guys that did not have that great a pit stop. We talked about Terry Cook having a little bit of trouble on pit road. He's right up back in the pack, and now fuel is taken out of the equation. All these guys should be able to make it to the end of the race without any problem.
Well, you got a Chevrolet, a Dodge, and a Ford. How much more even can you have in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series? What a great job Wayne Ogden and his guys do to keep these trucks so close. And we have less than 25 laps to go here. There they are at 187 miles an hour on the 31-degree banks at Daytona.
We wondered what kind of change it was going to be to take one of the air hoses off, whether it was going to give one of the other manufacturers an advantage. It sure doesn't look like it gave anybody an advantage.
It has not hurt this race at all. There's been a lot of lead changes. It's the Truck Series holds up its reputation. It's very, very exciting. These guys race every lap. They just don't never ride.
Great shot a moment ago from Lance Norrick's onboard camera.
Lance is in the lead lap. We saw him spin earlier. He got down a lap. He got that lap back. Now he's up there racing for the top 5. Express
Personnel Services out of Oklahoma City on the back of his Chevrolet. He's trying to fight his way back into the top 5.
About the 5th truck in line right there, Lance Hooper. We mentioned earlier having a great run up in the top 5.
Boy, Lance Hooper deserves a break. He has tried for 2 or 3 years to get on with the team to have some sponsorship so he can run full time. And what a great job he's doing here today in a very limited budget team. Now, what about the 2 truck, the Team ASC Dodge that had run so well up front? Jason Leffler back in traffic. Ray, is there a problem?
No problem with the truck, Jerry. He's running great, but they did have a problem on pit road. Had a loose lug nut on the front, so they had to come back in. They would have been 3rd on this restart, but he started 14th because of that. The big question is his truck good enough to work back to the front?
3 wide going down into turn number 1.
And this usually doesn't work very well here, but it did there. The 93 truck. By the way, we need to give a call to Randy Briggs in the 93 out of Kansas City, Kansas. Hasn't run in the truck since the end of the 2000 season. As they bob and weave here with 20 laps to go, 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Got Terry Cook took the lead from David Starr. There's Lance Hooper on the outside. This is Lance Norrick's truck right here on the inside. Good side-by-side race for the fourth position. Actually, the 3rd position. There's Ron Hornaday, who's a lap truck, is up in that group.
The restart team. They are single file, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Cook, Starr, and Hooper. As Presley is there. There is Lance Norrick on the inside. How about Joe Ruttman behind him? Last year's winner.
Can never count somebody like Joe Ruttman out.
Absolutely not. Here comes the Ford truck down on the bottom of the racetrack. That's Brian Rose, the Daytona rookie.
You know, the talk in the garage area all week was how strong the Dodgers were. Here we have a Ford leading, a Chevrolet second. Now here come the Dodgers on the inside, Robert Presley and Joe Ruttman. But right now we've got Ford and Chevrolet 1-2.
How bad do you think Terry Cook wants to win this one? He has not won since August of 1998. Trying to hold on, but here comes the Dodge inside of Presley, making a move on Starr.
Robert Presley, whoa, some contact there between Billy Lester and Rick Pirelli.
Now Lester in the middle. Pirelli will slide beneath him. And Bill Lester riding up high. Gathers it back in, pulls in behind Mike. The 75. That's Lester's radio.
These guys realize
Bring that outside line back.
we're inside of 20 laps to go here. They got to get to the front. You can't win this race from about 15th. You got to get towards the front.
We keep seeing the wreck. It just hasn't happened yet.
I saw two of them that lap.
Yeah. Terry's dropping back a little bit there. Just that big hole, that big air hole just kind of closed up on him right there. But I think he's got a good handle on the truck. Tires get good and hot. I think he can get back up there.
Now, push it.
Billy Lester spotter telling him to push the 29, get on that outside line and go. There's Brian Rose on the inside. This is Ted Musgrave right now. We're looking out of his onboard.
I don't want to show him. I can't push you around now. Let's go. 18 to go.
Guys, what do you think Bobby Hamilton is telling Brian Rose right now, his young Daytona rookie in that Ford truck with these final laps?
Just use your head, Brian. Try to get to the front and get in position to win this race. Don't do anything crazy. We get down to 1 or 2 laps to go, then I'm going to turn you loose.
I'm sure Bobby's cool, calm, and collected, and if Brian's doing the same thing, they got a good chance to have a good finish today.
How about the front two? That is Robert Presley in the 18 truck at the front of the field. That is the truck that Joe Ruttman set on the pole with and won here a year ago. Behind him is the guy who drove that truck last year to a victory, Joe Ruttman, who came from 15th starting spot to run second right now with about 16 laps to go.
Ruttman came up there early in the race and showed a little muscle and just kind of got lost in the shuffle. We haven't heard a lot out of him since then, but he knows with just a few laps to go, he's going to get up there and root and gouge and do everything he can. He's a tough guy.
And if you didn't hear us mention it earlier, he's trying to work out a deal with Robert Yates to run some NASCAR Craftsman trucks here and do some R&D this year. Boy, wouldn't that be awesome for us, for the series, and for Robert Yates Racing. Here's Leffler on the high side. In the 2 truck, trying to go by.
Trying to go by the lap truck of Ron Hornaday. Ron is actually showing 2 laps down right now, so he's pretty much out of contention with only about 15 laps to go.
There have been 22 lead changes among 12 different drivers. Great NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action. What a way to begin the year, the 2002 season here at Daytona. Robert Presley, who has never, ever driven a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race, hoping to get a win, and only his very first start. And there's only one other driver that's ever won his very first start in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing. Who would that be?
Probably the guy sitting to my right.
Mike Skinner did it in the very first NASCAR Craftsman Truck race at Phoenix in 1995.